the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chiko kikabi amapuni ngeni chineke ngende sona efewe na kusiala nyina ina koza hanso ya mbuni onanye na jama we kana nzobe zali anyana ge farusi obona nege ole kali ngeni ngekere kana mbona ngekere obia mnendi nden so na kriya na kusiala ni obadi ngoni ndina tukole no totoa eyi aba no wanene Because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and we're not going to do But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone Ekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happened in 5 years to come. Thank you. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chiko kikabi amapuni ngeni chineke ngende sona efewe na kusiala nyina ina koza hanso ya mbuni onanye na jama we kana nzobe zali anyana ge farusi obona nege ole kali ngeni ngekere kana mbona ngekere obia mnendi nden so na kriya na kusiala ni obadi ngoni no totoa eyi aba no wanene and you were not young. Because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and you were not young. But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone Ekpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
So you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you, the more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. Why did the government brought them in? Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Ohaji, you come to Ekpa, you come to Agule, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building the way to Nigeria, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for you one Nigeria. I think you maybe now you are insane. You come to my land, we take our oil, we take our gas, we take our manpower, we take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport to Niger. Refinery to Niger. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria, you are not going anywhere, and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out and produce of the newspapers to give the world the giving the impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working, we are marginalized, and then you come back to say Nigeria is one, you must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, say Nigeria is not working, you're marginalized, you are being discriminated against, you're suffering, they're killing you everywhere, and you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Ekpa wrote to President Biden. In it, Ekpa said, come and help us fight terrorism, in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep plotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I say that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not educated. When I say it, they say, so I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them are educated. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. From the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue. Because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me. O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to their abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God, and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore we pray. Ise, Ise, He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. It's for people that believe in one Nigeria. That is why I'm... Who are they? Who created this Nigeria? Who created these people that cannot reason very well? Let me read what this man said. I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, that is APC government, so-called Buhari government, that is giving arms to us. Fulani don't know what gun is. We are only headsmen. Cows don't give birth to guns. I swear to Allah, we are on our own, and the government gave us AK-47. I am not afraid to say the truth. Bishop Coker, are you listening? All of you idiots that believe in one Nigeria, are you listening? You morons, monkeys. All of you who are being deceived by this multicultural, multi-ethnic garbage, can you listen? The government that you are hoping to save you are the ones giving arms to those who have come to kill you. And you get up tomorrow morning and you say, believe in one Nigeria. That was why when Ozo 1 was under attack, that was why when these people, they gave guns to attack Nimbo, Ifani Ugwani called, the Enugu State governor called Buhari many times. Buhari ignored his calls. Ugwani called the commander of the 2 division. No one took his call. He called the commissioner of police for Enugu. No one took his call. But anytime IPOB is having meeting, you come and start shooting people. But when the same people were under attack by those that they are sponsoring, they were nowhere to be found. Is that a type of country? Is that the type of country you wish to belong to? Let's be honest about everything. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of disgruntled Fulani businessmen, you can understand. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of, say, very retarded Fulani politicians, of which there are many of them, I can understand. But insecurity is being caused by the government itself, the APC government. Our brother said it here, and you think he's lying. The people that they get, do you know where they said that? In front of Sheikh Gumi, Abubakar Gumi. He went to the forest to go and meet the bandits, and the bandits told him it was the government that gave us the guns. We don't know what guns are until they gave it to us. That's why I asked you, if they're coming all the way from Mali and from Niger, how did they cross the border with guns? If you claim that those terrorism are from Niger Republic, so you don't have customs and immigration in the north anymore? Or because you see yourselves as one people, so there is no border patrol, no border policing, nothing. But you have closed the border now for nearly a year and a half. So the border is closed. And you're from the south and you're shouting one Nigeria. Do you see the depth of your foolishness? Can you see it? When I say it, it's not out of hatred. People say, oh, I don't like his style of agitation because I tell you the truth. A governor said, the governor of Bauchi State, we are bringing in Fulanis. We are coming to settle Fulani in Nigeria. He said it, he wasn't hiding. We are coming to settle Fulani in your land, in your villages. Do you know why that is possible? Because you believe in one Nigeria. If you are on your own, nobody can try it. It's called an act of war or invasion. But Fulani is carrying out an act of war and invasion into your territory because you are under one Nigeria. So in other words, they are using, Nigeria is providing them a cover to carry out a conquest of an entire, should I say, ethnic nationalities across the zoo. Is it clear to you now? Do you now understand what we are saying? Bishop Coker is afraid. He's from Sokoto, he's a minority. So he thinks that when Nigeria breaks up, Fulani will swallow them alive. But I want to tell them that we are all students of history. There is a group of, or there were a group of people called the Huguenots from France during the height of Reformation, they were being persecuted by the French authorities who were Catholic. People don't know that Roman Catholic fought with Anglican Church in those days. People don't know this, but that's life. Do you know what happened? Britain, being a Protestant nation, offered amnesty or struck a deal with France to say, give me all your Protestants. We'll absorb them. They're called the Huguenots. And they came to Britain. That is where the lives of Sir Peter de la Billière is a French name. But his family settled in England. He rose to become a general and led the war. In the Desert Storm, it was him that commanded the British forces in the Desert Storm. His ancestors were French, the Huguenots. So what I'm saying to Bishop Coker and all northern Christian minorities today is this: on my honor and on my life, I swear before God Almighty in heaven that with the coming of Biafra, every Christian northerner will be allowed to settle in Biafra land. So you see, Bishop Coker, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have a place where you can practice your faith without looking over your shoulder all the time, thinking who's coming to kill me. You will come to Biafra land and you will live there a very peaceful, fulfilled life in Biafra land. The same thing that the English did for the French Protestants, they're called the Huguenots. The same thing we are going to do for you. If you feel that you're threatened in the Sharia core north, and because of that, you think that having the East and the West in one Nigeria will save you as if some kind of insurance against elimination by the crazy, mad Fulani Janjaweed, you will come to Biafra land. We will give you asylum. You will stay there. Your generations will live and thrive. We are accommodating people. We welcome visitors. Then you will see what Biafra is like in real life, not the miserable existence you have in Sokoto. You want to stay in a country where people are threatening your life because you spoke. You said your mind and they're threatening you. What I'm offering you is what happened in England, though. The same England telling you to talk about one Nigeria. There was a time that the lives of French Protestants were under threat in France. England said, give them to us, we'll take them. They were all sent to England. They are called the Huguenots. We offer you the same asylum today to Bishop Coker and to all endangered northern Christians. You can all come to Biafra. We will accommodate you gladly. Gladly. I'm saying this live on air, so if I renege on this, you know, they said the internet never lies. They can go back and dig up this very video and say, you said this on the 8th of March, 2021. So you can come to us. This is the reason why everywhere the Janjaweed are dealing with us. They always come to your village and appoint one person as somebody. You know, one thing about you people is this. You always think that tomorrow is going to be better. But in Nigeria, tomorrow never ever gets better. Instead, it gets worse. And we are offering you a way out. People were asking for confirmation that Nigeria Army and police are colluding with Fulani terrorists. You know, it was on this platform that I called for OPC to take over from Amotekun. And thankfully, they have taken over. And there are results. I think earlier yesterday, or was it today, the OPC arrested a Fulani warlord. You know, for us, we don't have time for arrest. We arrest you, of course, and then I think they handed him over to police. When we arrest you, we hand you over to God. God will judge you. They arrested a Fulani warlord, Wakili. Handed him over to police. Police took him to hospital. The same police in Biafra land, they will shoot innocent IPOB family members. If they go to hospital and abduct them and the doctor and send them to Abuja to be locked up. Do you understand that? That is what they have been doing. I don't know who is calling me. I don't know what for. It's not an interactive session, so don't call me. They came to Olo, they went to Anambra, they shot people, they took them to Abuja took the doctor as well, treating them to Abuja. In the West, they apprehended a terrorist, they killed a murderer, a rapist, a bandit, handed the bandit over to the police. The police took him to hospital for treatment, specialist hospital. What other evidence do you need that the police and the army are colluding with those that they imported to come and kill you? And you wake up in the morning and you say you're a Nigerian. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Don't you have any shame within you? God Almighty.
Specifically talk to Biafra people across Nigeria. For those of you who feel so insecure, in your different state where you stay in Nigeria. For those of you who are presently residing in Abuja, the capital city or the capital of Nigeria. Abuja is now under serious attack, terrorist attack. This terrorist attack is being sponsored by the same caliphate, by the same Fulani government. It is all Islamic agenda. I want you to understand that this war that you see already happening before your very own eyes is something that I planned many years ago. We saw it coming. We called your attention. You didn't listen. Some of you, you build your mansions in Abuja. You thought Abuja is going to be heaven on earth in Nigeria. You did not see what is happening today coming. But we told you. I want to address Biafrans, especially what we have researched, investigated, to be one of the biggest problems of Biafra people across Nigeria. When insecurity is impacting the important area of our life, when you find yourself in a country that the officials, the security agencies, and those who controls the affair of the nation are part and parcel of the Islamization and Fulanization agenda. They sponsor terrorism, all manner of insecurities and all that. How does that impact your life? And today, I am talking to you as a Biafra person. Sometimes, people happen to have grown up in an environment where they learn to be insecure, not to trust themselves and their skills. Nigeria has provided that for you. Nigeria has made it possible for you as a Biafra person, especially those of you from the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra, not to trust yourself and to trust your skills. Today, we have come to inform you that I am telling you that you who are thinking towards this line of not trusting yourself and not trusting your skill, and you are scared, how will you survive in the Republic of Biafra? I tell you, this is what Nigeria has offered you, and we will change it when Biafra comes in 2023. At times, the school in Nigeria plays a very crucial role, especially if you grow up in Nigeria where schools are on strike almost all your life. The government, instead of investing in school in Nigeria, they have invested about $21 billion to fund Islamic organization in the name of aid. Are you aware of that? Biafra people today, Oduduwa people, and the other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. Are you aware that Nigeria, that will end next year, has funded Islamic organization with $21 billion? If you don't know, I am telling you today that they have funded Islamic organization with $21 billion. The effect of the funding of this various Islamic organization led to what you are watching today happening in Abuja. It led to they want to go back to the constitution of Nigeria before independence. While other people have excelled, they have lived above what led to their independence only in a failed state like Nigeria. The people will want to go back to 1959 constitution. And they didn't know what led to the collapse of the security architecture in Nigeria. Because the money that Singapore was using to invest in technology, research, and school, Nigeria was busy investing in religion. Nigeria was busy investing in an Islamic organization up to the tune of $21 billion. It is fact. I want to tell you, Biafrans, today that the time has come that we will not just be telling you about the liberation of Biafra from Nigeria, but we will be telling you about the morality of life. Lack of self-esteem also comes from the inside. We are the ones that learn to tell ourselves that we need to be perfect in order not to be accepted by peers, but also to accept ourselves. People with a very low esteem tend to be very tough on themselves, with no regard to their achievement and qualities. Nigeria have succeeded in making you, the Biafra, especially the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra, to be a very low-esteem people. Those of you that shout, "One Nigeria." I tell you today, this is what Nigeria has offered you as a Biafran or a non-Fulani with the Nigeria contest. But in Biafra, we will build your self-esteem through a well-grounded governmental policies that put nation on top of the world. Of course, bad experiences that lie in the past are a constant reminder of the image we have ourselves. They tell you you have fought Biafra war. They tell you you fought Biafra war. You want to fight Biafra again. And they deceive you. They tell you you are corrupt. You are corrupt. You can't govern yourself. Igbo people, you are corrupt. Igbos are corrupt. Igbos are scammers. Igbos are this. You can't govern yourself. You want everybody want to be chairman. Everybody want to be leader. They install these things, fallacies into you. It germinated today to the extent that some of you now choose Abuja to be your home, thinking that Abuja is going to be a safe haven for you. Didn't you? By now you think you are going to build mansion on top of the sky in Abuja. Today, Abuja has fallen. Abuja has fallen. Will your self-esteem help you? Will this thing that the Fulani injected in you help you? You know, when we were growing up, this particular something that the Fulani injected on average Igbo man or Biafran, they tell you Hausa people are the one that always speaking the truth. They tell you you can trust Hausa person more than an Igbo person. They tell you if you want to bring a security, bring Hausa man. You will keep your phone, the Hausa man will be there and your phone will not disappear. all these junks, all this evil, all this plan, all this thing, that mechanism they put to make sure they install this hatred amongst your brothers has been germinating, and today that is what is putting you in Abuja. When we talk about Biafra, you say you better stay in Nigeria. I want to know how you are going to withstand the sound of this bullet when they enter your street in Abuja. But let me tell you, with all the lies told about the Igbos and Biafra, today we are united in the struggle to liberate Biafra. Even with the bad eggs amongst them, we have been able to make a very big stride in making sure that the security of our people in Biafra land is guaranteed to some extent because of the way the leaders in this eastern region of Nigeria has sabotaged the Biafra and our security in those regions. Otherwise, I tell you today, we have been able to achieve a very big stride in the midst and in the middle of this confusion that has never been achieved in Biafra struggle since after the Biafra war. Of course, the bad experience have contributed to the difficulties and the obstacles we face today in Biafra struggle. Experience from Biafra war. But what you do not understand is that the world is always evolving. This image from the Biafra war have continued and constant a reminder, reminding you of the image of what people passed through during the war. Today, the war is on before your doorstep. So, this bad experience that lie in the past are a constant reminder of the image we have of ourselves. But it is not only that. The transactional analysis or personality theory that integrate psychoanalysis with other humanistic approach suggests that early in life, we decide out of awareness on a well-defined course of action called the script. And the reason we are here today to address Biafrans is that this script, we are changing it. That we then carry on throughout our life, even though it becomes dysfunctional when adult. Have you ever found yourself thinking, why is this thing happening over and over again? Why is this killing happening over and over again and nothing is being done about it? Have you ever thought about it? That's when most likely you are living your script over and over again. And we have come to change the script today. I am telling you that the script have been changed. That script that you will find yourself in Nigeria and you will continue to complain over one thing. You complain Fulani are killing. You complain they have kidnapping along Kaduna, you complain. They have attacked Abuja community, you complain. They have helicopter, you complain. And at the end of the day, there is nothing to show for it. When our people are there, doing everything to support Eastern Security Network, to create awareness and raise funds, you kick against it. At the end of the day, the same thing repeats itself over and over again. I am telling you today, the 29th day of July, we are changing the script.
Of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful.
Yeah.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected. Wherever you are connecting to this program, I welcome you and I thank you for being part of the program today. Whether you are watching us on TikTok, you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube where the program is hosted, I wish every single one of you a very happy Valentine. This is a very special Valentine program in the Biafra restoration that I'm presenting today. It's supposed to be a day to show love, a day to show appreciation, a day to congratulate each other, a day to admire the good work we are doing and continue to do. I appreciate every one of you and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every single one of us that has participated in the program today. I wish you a very wonderful Valentine, wherever you are. It is a day to show love. And I agree, I understand. There is no doubt that Biafrans love their nation, Biafra. There is no doubt that the Biafran people love their leaders, more especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. There is no doubt the kind of love they enjoy in the midst of the Biafran people. Regardless all the differences we have, regardless all the misunderstanding, regardless the different languages and opinion that we have, there is no doubt that we have love for each other and love for our future. In as much as we have so many different opinions and ideas and methods of doing things, I bet you that there is no nation, no tribe in the world that is as loving, as united, as consistent and strong as the Biafran people. And more especially, the Igbo Biafrans. We have seen it all. We have fought through it all. The only reason sometimes it seems as if we are not getting it right is because to him much is given, much is expected. The whole world knows that we have an excellent quality. The whole world knows that we have something in us, and they are expecting excellence from us. That is why most time with the little mistakes we have here and there, simple and little mistake we have here and there, that other people even have huge mistakes, huge differences, huge misunderstanding of what we have. Eyes are focused on the ones that is happening within us because they expect us to be excellent, stainless. And that is what happens. When you bring out a white cloth, for example, you bring out a white cloth. In that white cloth, when you drop anything that's like a stain on it, everybody is going to see it. You don't need to show it to a person. Once you look at that white, you are going to see the stain immediately. But when you bring a brownish cloth or cloth that has colors, there might be stains around, just like I'm wearing black. There might be stain in it, but you can't find it. You can't know. There might be a whole lot of stain, but you won't find it because nobody's expecting a black to be bright. But when it is white, when there is a stain, the whole world will see and they will speak. That is the situation of Biafran people. So I want to tell you that wherever you are as a Biafran, you need to be proud of yourself. Regardless all the differences, all the attack, all the blackmail propaganda, all the differences that we have, misunderstanding and different opinions, we are doing great. We are doing great. We are doing something that people that have resources cannot do. We are fighting the battle that nations that have the connections cannot do. Do not get discouraged. Do not get disappointed. No matter what happens, we are on the right path. Once again, I wish every Biafrans, I wish every lovers of truth, lovers of humanity, lovers of freedom across the world, I wish every one of you a very happy Valentine. Remember, in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come to this platform to attack any race or religion. What we do and continue to do in this platform is to preach the gospel of Biafra. We are preaching peaceful disintegration of Nigeria to save life. We are presenting Biafra to the whole world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. Not that we are looking down on other tribe and region in Nigeria, no. Not that we are denigrating them, not that we are disregarding them, no. Every other tribe in Nigeria is important and they deserve to be alive. They deserve to have their peace. They deserve to grow. And that is why we are advocating that countries should be created along value system. That is why we are demanding that there should be a disintegration of Nigeria, breakup of Nigeria into sections that has already been done. The people themselves have already divided the country, broke. They know where they belong. The core north already, as we speak, have embraced Sharia and their prostitutes. And they are not giving up on it. And they are okay with it. In the southwest, they enjoy the monarchical system and it's working for them. In the old southeastern region, the Biafra land, they enjoy what they are doing. A circular system. The middle belt also enjoy the system that they have already embraced within themselves. The only thing we are asking today is for the international community to peacefully join us and make it official. Let there be a peaceful disintegration of the contraption called Nigeria. that forceful entity that was put together without consultation, without a referendum, without the contribution of any native, a country that was created just by a signature of one man, Lord Lugard, in Europe, for economic interests, for control, not for growth, not for unity, not for peace. We are asking that that should be dismantled and thrown to the dustbin where it belongs. In 21st century, countries have to be created along value system with consultation of the people. That is why our supreme leader, Nnamdi, at all time was always calling for a referendum. Nnamdi called for a referendum for more than a decade. Peaceful referendum. Peaceful move for self-determination. All he was preaching was freedom. Freedom. Self-determination. His message was passed online. Those who believe in Biafra came out in numbers and they were protesting. They were writing petitions. They were writing articles, broadcasting online and offline. That's all we did. Peacefully. Nnamdi did that for more than a decade. Instead of listening to him, conducting referendum, going for a dialogue, Nigerian government went after his life. They made so many attempts to his life to take him out. They could not succeed. And they gave the last trial in Kenya. He couldn't take his life. But they abused him, extraordinary, renditioned him to Nigeria. Came to Nigeria, he won them in their court. They refused to obey the law. They went ahead to convict him based on non-existent law. A repealed law was used to sentence Nnamdi to life. As if that is not enough, they took him to the headquarters of the Janjaweed, the Caliphate. They took him to the terrorists that are terrorizing the country, the same people he was exposing. They handed him over to the Caliphate. And you know what that means? The detention of Nnamdi in Sokoto is not ordinary. It sends a message. If you're a Biafran and you did not get that message, I'm sorry. You are deceiving yourself. The detention of Nnamdi in Sokoto has a message attached to it. And I bet you every sensible and reasonable Biafran got that message. And we're here watching and waiting. After they kidnapped Nnamdi, Simon, Ekpa, and Jeko came on board and said the legacy of Nnamdi cannot stop. Simon Ekpa came on and said he swore that to make sure that the kidnapping of Nnamdi becomes useless in the hand of the Janjaweed. He proved to Janjaweed that even with or without Nnamdi, there are Biafrans who can fight the cause and make sure Biafra is actualized. Simon Ekpa gave them the wrong and went ahead to call for referendum. They refused to listen. Simon Ekpa went ahead to conduct a self-referendum that was recognized by some international organization. A self-referendum conducted online and offline with so many evidence. A verifiable self-referendum in which more than 60 million Biafrans voted to get out of Nigeria. More than 60 million voted to get out of Nigeria. You know Biafran people are more than 80 million. And for you to be able to turn down the request of the majority, you must get more than 60 million votes, which is impossible. All we are asking is that referendum should be recognized. And if the world refuses to recognize the referendum, they should conduct their referendum and allow Biafrans to exit Nigeria peacefully. Today is a day of love. We are speaking out of love, not out of hate. Every message we are passing here, it doesn't matter how it sounds in your ear. It doesn't matter whether you like it or you don't like it. It's a message out of love to save humanity. in Nigeria. I must tell you that those who care about human life in Nigeria are the ones calling for separation. The call for separation in Nigeria is not a call for war. The call for separation in Nigeria is not out of hate. It is to save life. And the only people that have genuine concern, the only people that has genuine concern about the situation in Nigeria today remains those who are genuinely asking for the separation in Nigeria. Peaceful disintegration of Nigeria. Let the referendum be conducted and let people make their choice what they want, how they want it. Today is a Valentine Day. So we seize this opportunity to make that call once again, that it is either now or never. Now that the United States of America have weighed in and they are doing the needful, Nigeria is fighting through their lobbyists. They are lobbying, paying billions to make sure they change narrative. We must not allow that to happen. I still believe there are men of conscience in this world. There are men of conscience in the midst of the corruption of the world, because the whole world is corrupt, including the United States of America. The entire world, you will see corrupt people. But in the midst of that corrupt people, there are still people that have integrity. There are still people that care about humanity. There are still people that have human feelings. There are still people that follows their conscience. And we believe that the time has come when no one can truncate our freedom. The only solution to the situation you see in Nigeria, the mass abduction and killing of the Christians, is disintegration. If you listen to the program of Nnamdi Kanu that I played, he expatiated on that. For those Christians who are in the north and are afraid, those who are Christians in the north, and they are afraid of what will happen to them if the Biafrans leave, they are using us as consolation for them to remain in that Biafra. They are using us as consolation. Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that Biafra land is going to be open for you. You will come to Biafra land. You are going to live in Biafra land and have the same right with the Biafrans, grow with your children in the same space at your own speed. You'll be granted an asylum in Biafra land. Biafra is not the first people to do it. The United Kingdom did that, which Nnamdi Kanu explained. United Kingdom, they took their Protestants in France and brought them to England, and they grew. Many of them serve in the highest position in England. Up to today, they are there. We will do the same to the Christians in the core north who cannot be able to survive in the so-called Sharia. This is a peaceful request. We are not violent people. Whatever we are doing or saying is not out of hate. Many have misunderstood us for a very long time. Nnamdi Kanu has always been misunderstood. But at this point in time, so many people are realizing that that message he delivered many years ago remains the truth and nothing but the truth. Remains the solution and nothing but the only solution. It doesn't matter how you try to run away from it, you cannot escape it. So my fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, on this Valentine message, we are still saying that the only solution to the situation in Nigeria remains disintegration, recognition of Biafra. Recognize Biafra. The freedom of Biafra is going to lead into the freedom of every indigenous tribe in Nigeria will be free to control their resources, grow in their own space, at their own speed, no matter how many they are. Countries should be created along value system. That is how countries are created. when people were jammed together, people that have different value systems put together, it has always caused chaos. It has always bring death, failure, and backwardness. And the world saw that. They tried something different. In Europe, countries were created along value system. You know about the USSR that was broken into pieces. Every country that came out of USSR today are doing very well. They are doing very well, economically, scientifically, in all aspects. Likewise in Asia, countries that came out and were created along value system, they are doing excellently well. There are so many examples. So we are not asking of something that has not been done before. We are not just experimenting. This is something that has tried, tested, and trusted. So why wouldn't it be implemented in Nigeria? The only reason remains the international interest that does not care about human life. The interest of the British that does not care about the life of a black person. The interest of the West, the United Nations, that do not care about humanity, even though they claim to care. They don't. Go and check everywhere United Nations have intervened. It is after the loss of life of millions. They will never intervene when they have the opportunity to do so. The United Nations is always late. They were there in Rwandan genocide. It was groomed, and happened. They waited until when it was ready for them to write history of the genocide in Rwanda, and it happened. Likewise, in so many other places where there was genocide, people life lost. They had the information on time, but they will wait until millions of lives are gone. We are not going to wait. In the case of Nigeria, we are not going to wait. Biafrans, we have already lost more than 5 million people. We cannot afford to lose more. There has been genocide against us over and over and over again. Unrecognized in the world, including the pogrom that is very, very open, that everyone speaks about. Still yet not recognized as genocide as Biafrans. But we cannot give that chance anymore. We are asking for a peaceful disintegration of Nigeria. Our request is not based on hate. It's not because of resources. It is not to look down on anybody, but it is for necessity to save life. And that is why we are doing what we are doing, and we will continue to do. So today we have come again to speak on this Valentine message, and the message says, Valentine for Biafra. Valentine for Biafra. Love is the revolution they fear. We don't need roses. We need freedom. Valentine for Biafra. Love is the revolution they fear. The love among us, the love within the Biafrans is the revolution they fear. We don't need roses. We don't need handout. We don't need their Igbo presidency. We don't need appointments. We're not talking about resources. We need freedom. This is the message we have today, and I urge every one of us to patiently join us on this program as we deliver this Valentine message. And when the time comes, you are free to come in and appreciate Biafrans, appreciate our leaders, and encourage one another to continue. The link is there to join. You can equally send your requests from TikTok, Facebook, or anywhere you are watching from, and I will bring you in for the Biafrans to hear you when it is time. But before then, let us go into the program of the day. Valentine message to Biafrans and lovers of freedom across the world. My people, brothers and sisters across Biafra land and the entire world. Every freedom fighter, every lover of freedom, watching from every corner of the world. Today is Valentine Day, a day the world celebrates love. But today, we are not talking about chocolates. We are not talking about flowers. We are not talking about romance. Today, we are talking about a higher love. That is what we are discussing today. The love for identity, the love for dignity, the love for self-preservation, the love of a people who refuse to disappear. Today, I speak to Biafrans worldwide, wherever you may be. Today, I speak to every Igbo sons and daughters, wherever you may be. I speak to every African who understands what freedom truly means. Because real love is not emotion. Real love is commitment. If you love Biafra, you must protect Biafra. If you love freedom, you must defend freedom. If you love your children, you must secure their future. Love is not noise. It is not enough to say, oh, Mazen Nnamdi is our leader. Mazen Simon is our prime minister. Oh, I love Biafra. I will die for Biafra. I will do everything to be. It is not enough. Love is not noise. Love is sacrifice. Sacrifice. Just like you see Mazen Nnamdi ready to sacrifice everything sacrificable. He says it and he keeps to his word. Today, he's serving life sentence because of Biafra. Mazen Simon gave the same love and he said, instead of Biafra not to come, that I will turn to a beast. And today he's in detention. Love is sacrifice. Love is discipline. Love we are talking about today is unity of purpose. Wherever you are today as a Biafran, at this Valentine Day, unity of purpose is one thing that must not escape your mind. We can have our differences, which is normal. I have said it time and time again that even twins that came out the same day from their mother's womb have different opinion. They speak differently. At the end of the day, they are going to have their wives and their husbands, and everybody will live on his own. Even though they came out the same day, they will not go the same day. They have different opinions. In the same family, brothers and sisters have different opinions. Twins have different opinions. Husband and wife have different opinions. But one purpose. Every single person in the family, their purpose is to protect the name of the family. Everyone has that mandate to protect the name of the family. Wherever they are representing the members of the family. Any place they are. They might come home and have their disagreement on the way they approach issues, but when they go out, the primary purpose of every one of them is to protect the identity of the family. Unity of purpose is love. That is the kind of love we are talking about today, being Valentine Day, that every Biafran should adapt. Unity of purpose does not mean that we will have the same opinion. It does not suggest that we will be in the same group. It does not suggest that we will always agree in one thing. But it suggests that we project one direction. Freedom for Biafran people. Self-determination for Biafran people. One of the greatest danger to any movement is division. Division of ego. Division of pride. division of personal ambition. A divided people cannot rise. Today is Valentine. Pay attention. But a united people, they are unstoppable. United people are unstoppable. Unity does not mean we agree on everything. No, that is not unity. Unity means we agree on the mission. Even in all our different opinions, the mission that every one of us have is to be free from the zoological problems, is to have our own nation, an independent nation of Biafra. That is the mission. Freedom is the mission. Regardless the group where you belong, regardless what your opinion might be, regardless what your language, your tribe, or your religion may be, the mission remains one: freedom. The mission is dignity. The mission is self-determination. The mission is the survival of our people. That is the mission that we must not get distracted from. Unity of purpose. When we speak about unity of purpose, the mission should be dignity, self-determination, survival of our people. That should be the mission of every group. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter your own idea, your own step. It doesn't matter the group where you belong. Feel free, be in your group, but let the mission be one. Self-determination. Today, I call for unity of purpose among all Biafran people on this day, being a Valentine Day. Celebrating my Valentine with the Biafran people across the whole world, lovers of freedom across the whole world, those who care about humanity. I call for unity of purpose among all Biafrans, at home and abroad. No more unnecessary internal battles. No more tearing ourselves apart. No more weakening our own voice, which is the worst. Weakening some of the things we say online, some of the attitude we display weakens our own voice. You think it's not just your brothers. You are weakening your own voice by your own self. We are stronger together. And history proves it. Now let us talk about selflessness. Selflessness. Every great movement in history succeeds because people place the cause above personal gain. We must hold on to selflessness. Let it not be about you. That when you are not speaking, when word did not come from you, it doesn't exist. When an information doesn't come from your group, you throw it to the dustbin. You speak against it, you destroy it, even when you know that word is relevant. We must be selfless. Anything that puts Biafra on a positive side, it doesn't matter who presents it, support it. If you don't want to support it, keep silent, pretend you didn't hear it, pretend you didn't see it. But attacking it, even when you know that this information is important, it puts Biafra on a good pedestal, and you attack it simply because it comes from a voice you do not agree with. It comes from the group you don't belong. You attack it even when you know that it's true. Let us stop being selfish. We must begin to hold on to selflessness. Every great movement in history succeeded because people place the cause above personal gain. We must place the cause, which is freedom, self-determination, above our personal gain. Today, some people say what they say because of the gain they are making. Because you don't want to lose followership, because you want to feel relevant, you continue to stand and speak about evil and support evil. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help anybody. There are some people that when you engage them privately, they open up their heart and tell you what is in their heart. But when they come publicly, they join the negative side. They push negativity against the cause that's benefiting them. When you ask them, that is the only way they can make their money. I have talked about content creators, Biafran content creators before. If you are a content creator and you're doing your content with Biafra, please be on the positive side. Do not create negative content on Biafra. There's nothing wrong in being a content creator. There's nothing wrong in creating your content, but let it be on positive side. You can still make money when you create positive content. But if you think that controversy, saga, will make you relevant because that is what the masses want, you are not doing yourself a favor. Because I know today, the only thing that can generate views, draw attention of people is controversial topics. When you bring controversial topics, where you begin to tear your brother and sister apart, where you begin to lie and say things that doesn't exist. Controversial topics, that is what the masses want. Those are the topics you preach. Even your enemies will come and watch. But when you are focused on the real issue, you hardly see people come around. And if you're not careful, that will make you to change your direction. That is why I say, for content creators, create your content, but on the positive side. A content creator can create anything. I've told you several times that I am not a content creator myself. Personally, I am not a content creator. Because if I want to be a content creator, I know what content to create. My focus should be on the audience. And I know the kind of audience. I know how to get audience. When it comes to the issue of Biafra, I don't use it. I don't create. I'm not a content creator. I am a Biafran, hardcore Biafran activist. And that is why I don't play with the issue of Biafra. I don't care what your own opinion might be. I speak based on my own knowledge, based on my own investigations, based on my own information that I have. If at one point in time I find that my information is not enough and I see a superior information, definitely I make amends. But I'm not going to just change my topic or change my way of life or things I'm doing simply because of a friend, a group, or because I want to make you happy or to entice somebody. No, I don't do that. That is why I equally say that my program here is for everybody that is a Biafran. When you come with your opinion. More especially if you have a superior argument, bring it on. If you're able to convince me, definitely I will join you in the message. But while you are coming, you must tighten up your belt. I'm not here to force you to believe what I say or that you must do what I say. No. All I do is that when we discuss freely with your own opinion and my opinion, we go back and think about what we have said. Then the audience that are watching can be able to make a critical decision. Sound decision. They'll make sound decisions. Because whatever decision we make in the course of this journey, there must be a consequence. So it is better you make a strong decision that you can be able to defend. That tomorrow you wouldn't say, oh, because I went to choose survivor platform, I had this, that is why I did this. No. I will not be held accountable for your idiocy. Likewise, you will not be held accountable for my idiocy. That is why we engage. When we come to a platform like this, we engage. You will see people from different opinion, from different groups, from different angles. Sometimes we get heated arguments. In the midst of that heated argument, you that is observing must have to pay attention and learn. There is something you will learn. It is not to make you scared. It's not to insult you, not to dehumanize you. We engage in critical arguments here most of the time. You see fellow Biafrans that have different opinion. We oppose each other. But at the end of the day, the next day we come back and we continue. And after that argument, we still go back and rewatch the program. I personally go back and watch my programs. And if there is a place to make amends, in the news program, I make amends. Every great movement in history succeeds because people place the cause above personal gain. We must place Biafra above personal gain. Selflessness is strength. Self-preservation is wisdom. We must apply this now, not tomorrow. A people who do protect themselves, a people who do not protect themselves will be erased by history. Take it to the bank. A people who do not protect themselves will be erased by history. A people who do not preserve their culture, their language, their identity will become strangers in their own land. Wherever you are watching this program from, Valentine Day reminds us you protect what you love. Today, being a Valentine should remind you that you must protect what you love. And that is why Biafrans are protecting the cause of Biafra, regardless the group, regardless their opinion. They are protecting the cause of Biafra across board. In the whole old Southeastern region, you defend what you value. We value Biafra so much, we must defend it no matter what happens. We must defend it. You preserve what matters. If Biafra matters to you, act like it. If you know that Biafra matters to you, it is not just enough to say it. Act like it. We must also speak about legacy. Every movement has symbol. Every movement has sacrifice. Every movement has individual who carried the burden when it was heavy. We can see that in the Biafran movement. We know those who are our symbol today. Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. We have seen sacrifices right, left, and center in this movement. Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, Ikonso, and the rest of the Liberation Army, and some of us who are coming online on daily basis online. Even some of us joining the live stream from our working place. Some, when they are busy, in their busy schedule, they are coming online on daily basis. All these are sacrifices. Every movement has individuals who carry the burden when it is heavy. As we can see, Nnamdi Kanu single-handedly shouldering the burden of Biafra even when he's facing death. Simon Ekpa in a strange land facing the burden of Biafra and standing strong. We must respect legacy associated with names like Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. But listen carefully. The movement is bigger than any one individual. In as much as we must protect the legacies of Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, you must listen carefully. The movement is bigger than any one individual. The idea is greater than any personality. We protect legacy not by worshiping individual, but by protecting the principle of self-determination. That's what we do. We honor sacrifice by staying disciplined. We honor leadership by remaining united. We honor struggle by staying strategic. Do not let emotions, do not let emotional reactions destroy what years of sacrifice built. Don't. Protect the legacy, protect the message, protect the future. These we must do. Today, as couples exchange gifts, let Biafrans exchange commitment. Today is Valentine Day. Couples are exchanging gifts everywhere across the world. And more especially, that is why we will not take much time today, because every one of us have to attend to our loved ones on a Valentine Day. Today, as couples exchange gifts here and there, let Biafrans exchange commitments. Let us exchange commitments today. Commitments to unity, commitments to maturity, commitment to strategic thinking, commitment to protecting one another. That is what we are supposed to exchange today, being a Valentine Day. Let today be the day we decide no more internal sabotage, no more jealousy, no more ego wars. We cannot demand freedom while destroying ourselves from within. A serious movement requires discipline, focus, intelligence, long-term thinking. We must build credibility. We must attract international sympathy through responsibility. We must present ourselves as organized, matured, purposeful. Anger alone cannot build a nation, but unity can. Anger alone cannot build a nation, but unity can. Imagine a generation that grows up proud. Imagine children who are not afraid to speak their identity. Imagine a future where dignity is not negotiated. That future will not come through emotion alone. It will come through unity of purpose. And unity begins today. Wherever you are joining us from, let that unity begin today. On this Valentine Day, let your love be deeper than romance. Let your love be generational. Let your love be disciplined. Let your love be strategic. Let your love preserve your people, because true love is not just a feeling. True love builds. True love protects. True love sacrifices. True love unites. If you truly love Biafra, if you truly love freedom, if you truly love your own people, the Biafran people, show it through respect. Show it through selflessness. Show it through preservation. Today we choose unity. Today we choose maturity. Today, being Valentine Day, we choose discipline. Today we choose purpose. And when love is united with purpose, nothing can stop it. Nothing, absolutely nothing can stop it. Wherever you are watching this program from, I want us to hold on to this day, and hold on to this day very tight and strong. Let today, Valentine Day, mark a new beginning for every one of us. And I bet you, at the end of the day, every one of us will be glad that we fight the right battle and we won the battle. There is a brighter light shining already at the end of the tunnel. And we can see the end of the tunnel. It's not far anymore. Don't get distracted. And Chukwu Kabiam will definitely speak on our behalf and lead us to that destination that we so much desire. I welcome my beloved brother Christian. I can see my brother Christian is already there.
Righteous.
Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome.
Righteous morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, there's a particular reason why I feel the urge to come in, because I saw on Channels TV this guy from Middle Belt, Frank Udo or something. You know him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I am greatly disturbed by what I had him said So I don't know. You probably haven't seen it, but it's important that we play that video, and that something has to be done. And there's a reason why I feel like something has to be done, and that is that because these guys in the Middle Belt, anyhow they've been managed. I don't know how they, for some reason, they've been able to manage to have a voice in the United States. Now, I don't know how much money they have, if it's money that it takes to have access to the U.S. Congress and U.S. seat of power. So I don't know how much they have, but it's working. Now, but the thing is that, you see, I like to go straight to the point. So obviously, we talked about, I think it was yesterday, we talked about the recommendation by the U.S. Congress. So more or less, it's an incomplete recommendation. In other words, there's a lot more names that will be added to it, and afterwards it will be sent to, I think, the Senate. They have to before they will now approve it, vote on it, approve it, and it gets cemented into authority. So that is how basically it works. So he was saying yesterday that it was from him I'm knowing all this now, because he's very much in the know. You know, the U.S. Congress, they carry him, maybe some other few Middle Beltans, they carry them along in their information-making processes.
Yes.
So he was telling Chamberlain from Channels TV, and the other guy, Ayo, who is a Yoruba guy. So they got him interviewed yesterday. So he was just explaining to them how the whole thing is planning, working out. And but where it got me, why I came in, I said we have to deal with this, and possibly, because I don't live in the United States, but we have Biafrans who are in the United States, and who should be able to, should I say, reprimand, or at least have a chat or a talk, whatever it is, with him, to know if what he said was a slip of tongue, or was it did he misspoke or something? People have to find out. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. If we have these people in the United States who say that they are Biafra this or Biafra that, and so far, like I keep saying, you know, there's no concrete effort to show. But I know that it's good that everybody's making noise, everybody is saying, pushing, but there is physically nothing tangible to show for anything. And I'm coming to that. But what he said was that really kind of got me in this position, is that he grouped as a terrorist those who are terrorists in the country. He grouped IPOB and ESN in the same vein, in the same category as these other guys in Nigeria. Now, but in that recommendation, in that list, IPOB is not there. Neither does any organization in the Southeast. Why did he feel the need to say what he said yesterday on Channels TV? Is what is beyond me, and that is what infuriates me. So if I don't know how you feel about it, you didn't see it, right?
He said it was done yesterday.
Yeah, probably yesterday. The interview was yesterday. So you didn't see it?
No, I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, so he was making reference to people who engaged in what you can call terrorism, and he talked about what IPOB and ESN. Probably the word was what the IPOB and ESN were doing in the Southeast as terrorism. Yeah, he made something. So that's why I say this is important. This is very important that we because you have to always try and stop things before they get out of hand. Now, so far, I can explain even further, because the truth is staring everybody in the face. So people can try to spin it however they want, but the truth will always remain the truth. And that is that you don't necessarily have to be a registered member of IPOB to be an IPOB. As a Biafran, you're an IPOB. Yes. And that apart, We know how it kind of metamorphosed into an armed group. We know how and when the organization came about, how it came about, when it was formed. We know how, and how they started, the things they were doing. They were advocating for the independence, for freedom of Biafrans, which is fundamentally a God-given right of every people and acceptable in every law world over, including the African People's Charter and Human Rights, and including United Nations, just name it. They were just advocating peacefully before the Nigerian government came in, gone ablazing. And again, you cannot now sit and watch while you continue to get massacred and you did nothing. So that is when they now organize to defend themselves, which again, defense is the right of every human being, including animals. They find a way to defend themselves. So for this guy to have used that word, which I wish, I really do believe that we have to talk about it. And after deliberating on it today, possibly, like I said, we have people in the United States who can get to him one way or the other to find out from him if he actually misspoke or he meant it, because there are many more names that are going to be added in that recommendation. But I do not believe that anything in this, because it's not today this whole thing has been going on. But why did he feel the need to put it there, to say it?
To mention it.
To mention it. That is what I'm not pleased with. So he has to explain, in my opinion, he has to explain to our people, whichever group in the United States, he has to be able to explain to people, how he came about putting IPOB and ESN as those causing terrorism in the Southeast. So I don't know if you are curious. If you are curious enough, then you have to, if you Google it now, we can listen to it and deal with it. And afterwards, a recommendation or whatever it is, something has to be done to at least let him realize that if that is the position, because it's important to establish if that is his position, if it's an individual position, or if it's the position of his group, because they have a group too who are lobbying in the United States. And if that is their position, if that is how they feel or what they believe, then then we will know what to do and what to say moving forward. Because I have said in one of these occasions in your platform and some other occasions that it baffles me that what goes on in the Middle Belt in terms of the slaughtering of the people. I have, in my own way, said in the past that it could as well be a retribution. Because in life, the energy you give is the energy you're going to get back. Because
absolutely,
when Biafrans were being genocided, slaughtered, millions of Biafrans, and what I'm telling you is not just that we read in a paper. My own mom explained to me this whole thing, how it went down, including the food as a weapon to take out millions of Biafrans, children, and other, weaponized avenue they applied to cause millions of Biafrans. It was a genocide. And at the end of it, it just simply did not even end there. It carries forward. It continues up until in recent time, they were still embarking on genocide of Biafrans, of which we have some of the videos we have around, how they will come in the military, shoot randomly. And, so my point is, if Frank has misspoken, or if it's their position, if that's how they feel, because we know that during this genocide against Biafra, we were the first people who faced genocide in the country. The real genocide, millions. So none of these people did anything, but rather they worked with the enemy to genocide Biafrans. They were all in support of it. The advice to apply food as a weapon came from Awolowo. And so many other people, including the Hausas and the Fulanis and the Middle Belt, they were all, So that's why when I said we have to find out, because I was also aware at some point that within Nnamdi Kanu, they were trying to reach a point of, should I say, peace, meeting and agreement and letting bygone be bygone. Now that people have come to the realization what the problem is, where the problem is coming from. That is the Fulanis, who are not Nigerians, who ancestrally, originally, they are not Nigerians. Everybody knows that. So, but for him to say that, I'm of the opinion that we must find out if he misspoke or if that is how they truly feel or believe. Because if that is the case, then I will be tempted to conclude that what they are suffering is just a boomerang. It's a what was the word I used before? Retribution. Because when we were suffering it, they were so unperturbed, unconcerned. They in fact, they joined hands to let it happen to us. So, but we know in life, if you do a thing like this, if you commit such evil against people, it will, at some point, you will reap it, because it's like a seed you sow. It will germinate. So that's my point. I don't know what you think about it.
Well, was that program with Chamberlain?
Yeah, it was on Channels TV. Yeah, I think if you Google it, I could have. Yeah, maybe I could have Googled it and sent it to you, but now that I'm in. Yeah, Chamberlain and Ayo. But I think if you Google his name, if you just type his name on Channels TV with Chamberlain, I don't know his full name.
Yeah,
somebody
sent something to me, but I didn't look at it. It is not that you just thought that I remembered. Somebody sent me and complained about that. You know, so many things and all this is to do. Somebody sent it to me, was it yesterday or so? But
are you kidding?
I didn't look through it. So I think I'm going to try to bring it up so that we can be able to.
Are you saying that just like I raised it up now to complain, that somebody did the same, saying that what Frank said, is that what you're saying? That somebody complained about it too?
Yes. Somebody sent it to me and told me to see what that guy is saying.
But you didn't. But you haven't seen it. You haven't listened.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm just trying to get it now so that we can, because what you are just talking about now is a very serious issue. You know,
it is serious.
You see, that is why when we talk about representation, sometimes when we come here and say that we are not represented enough in the United States and all that is happening, some people will begin to think differently, begin to reason in a way that I can't even know. When you are saying something sensible, people
we are not.
You see that this is why we have been complaining all this while, because if our people has been on top there, discussing, going closer to discuss, this guy will not have that confidence to speak out.
Brachus, listen, we are not represented. Keep in mind that there is a guy who was it? Is it there's a guy who we talked about it on this your program, who said that Biafran quest for freedom is not felt in the corridor of power. You remember that?
Yes,
he said
it does, yeah. I think somebody more. That guy that always talk, he spoke about it, and people were just talking a different thing altogether. This is one of the things that shows this.
So, bro, listen. Also, my point is, our people tend to delight more in coming online to solicit for money. Every week they come and solicit for money, and you ask yourself, what are this money being used for? You know what I just saw yesterday? You know what I just saw? That Australia has endorsed or welcome, whatever. The Australia has endorsed Biafra. I was like, wait a minute, how is that possible? Let me just look into it. And you know what happened? A Biafran probably used an ID card, Biafran ID card. Some of those ID cards that Ekpa has prepared, you know, or even during Kanu, there are lots of Biafrans who use Biafran to ask asylum, which is legitimate. So obviously somebody asked an asylum in Australia and was granted asylum legitimately, which is also a rightful thing to do. And now this guy, Kai or whatever, they come out to flash it. You see, again, this easy and cheap propaganda to make you believe what is not real is not going to help anybody. You can continue to deceive yourself. You can continue to foolish yourself. It's not going to help anybody because, physically speaking, tangibly, nothing is happening. Absolutely. It's not like I'm the one just saying it. A guy who is an official in the United States have said it. His name I've forgotten now. He said that there's no impact of it in the corridors of power in the United States. You can see the impact of people who really sit there, who are making noise. These these middle Beltans. And when these recommendations were made, a copy was sent to them to go through it. Can you believe it? A copy, this U.S. Republican Congress sent a copy to this Frank and his group, the Middle Beltan group, and they went through it. Yeah, that is the program. And they went through it, and they have to, because there's going to be public hearing on it. Mazi, you hear me? Huh?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
There's going to be a public hearing on those recommendations before it will now be submitted to the House for approval, voted, approved, and put into enforcement. So our people who come here and deceive people, they try to get your money. We were one of those who were paying monthly from my salary directly. Money was going out from my account directly until when I stopped it. It was not easy before I was able to stop it, because I knew that this whole crap, I'm not seeing any result. Why should I continue? I won't do that. So people will have to speak truth sometimes, in as much as we don't want disorganization, we don't want infighting, but we must speak when we see, because you can see what is happening, because we don't have people who are genuinely doing the right thing. That is where a guy like this, Frank, can try and do what he do now, and with the promise that many more names will be included. So let's watch it and we'll talk about it.
This for this very thing that is coming out, every Biafran United States, they need to make a move. They need to make a move, not just to sit back and talk, or they confront that guy personally and meet the necessary people that need to be met. All these things, we are sitting back and talk. We stay online and talk and expect Donald Trump to perform miracle. If you're not doing your own part, you're not putting
nothing's going to happen.
You're not speaking up. Nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to happen. Those who are serious are already in the front line, pursuing their own cause. You can imagine that guy. Let me just say, I've not listened to it. Let us listen to the program. I've not heard it. Let's just hear what he had to say.
I really was pissed. This is why I had to come in to make. We have to. You can't just no. I was really pissed to hear such thing come out of his own mouth. We're
joined this morning by Nigerian lawyer and human rights advocate Frank Uto, who recently testified before the U.S. Congress as well on the killings in the Middle Belt. Good morning, Mr. Uto. Thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Chamberlain. Good morning, Nigeria.
So, go ahead. Give us a little bit of a background how we got here in terms of this bill being introduced in the Congress.
All right, thank you very much. So today I'm speaking not just as Frank Uto, a survivor and a witness to the genocide in Nigeria, but also as a media relations associate of Equipping the Persecuted and Truth Nigeria. So before now, we've seen a lot of Nigerians testify before the U.S. Congress on this. And like I said in my previous outing on your TV channel, I said the U.S. did not on her own just stood up to prioritize this matter. It is we, the victims, it is we, the survivors, who have complained to the U.S. because we feel we've not been protected enough by our own government. You know, the government that has whose primary responsibility is to secure our lives and property. And so this bill is the bill of the Nigerian people, especially the survivors, the witnesses to the genocide in Nigeria, especially the people of Benue State, Plateau State, Southern Kaduna, Taraba, and many other Christian communities in the Northeast and Northwest. You know, so we saw it coming because the people involved in the framing of this bill were so much involved in what is happening in Nigeria. They have so much facts. And like I told you, I'm the media relations associate right now of Truth Nigeria. If you listen to them during congressional hearings, most of the congressional hearings, many of the congressmen were making references to Truth Nigeria sources. And then a lot of them went to Nigeria. They had their boots in coat, boots on the ground. You saw Riley Moore was in Benue recently. He spoke to people from my community, my relatives, the Yerota IDPs, you know. And the bill finally it's a dream come true, because a lot of people from Nigeria and within the US who are Nigerians testified before the US and gave them every evidence they need, every data, every video, and every picture. We saw clerics like my Lord Bishop Chipa Anagbe of the Diocese of Makurdi, which the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi, my big brother Remigius, Father Remigius Ihula. These persons were mentioned in the bill as persons that have been threatened because they've decided to speak truth. So it's our bill actually, but promulgated, enacted here, about to be enacted here in the US.
So, what would you say to those who are concerned that, look, the framing of the violence as primarily religious persecution may simplify what they think is also land governance and criminality issue?
Okay, so we've always known, Chamberlain, it is a mischaracterization to call these farmer sellers crisis or any of such euphemisms they've been using. This is outright genocide. And let me tell you, if you have any doubt, the governor of Kwara has recently cleared that doubt. When the over 200 and something people were killed in Woro, in Kayama local government in Kwara, the governor came out to say the terrorists killed these people because they refused to adhere to their own radical form of Islam. That was what the governor said. So they killed some of these Muslims because they refused to adhere to their radical form of Islam. So imagine if they kill Christians. What does that mean? They kill them for their faith. So the governor of Kwara has recently cleared that doubt. I'm from a farming community, Yerwata. We don't have any neighboring Fulani community. None whatsoever. Even though they've been provided sanctuary in many parts of Nasarawa State. It's from that part of Nasarawa State that they do come to attack our people. So how can you term that as farmer sellers crisis when these people are in their own ancestral land, staying peacefully and being attacked randomly by these terrorist organizations? So if there's any doubt about this, like I said, Kwara governor has sorted out, and then this bill has also sorted it out, because it is no longer farmer sellers crisis. It is potentially a terrorist organization killing people in Nigeria. And of course, in line with the Immigration and Nationality Act of the US in section 212 and 219 particularly, these persons have made the criteria of a foreign terrorist organization. And you saw they listed the likes of Mayati Alam, Kautahori, and the other group, Magba.
But as a lawyer, you also do know that this cannot be one-sided. So all of these persons that have been listed, how do they get to hear from these people? Are they going to have opportunities to speak about what they are being accused of?
Okay, so the bill has just been introduced. Yeah. Before it was introduced on the floor, 2 days ago, 2 days before it was introduced, 3 days before it was introduced, it was sent to us from Congressman Smith and Congressman Radimo. They sent the bill to us to go through it, peruse it, and endorse. So went through the bill 3 days before it was introduced on the House. And for me, I accept every aspect of the bill, except maybe just one, the mention of Rabbi Musa Konkosu, because we provided a lot of names. They have many of these names, but like it is stated in the bill is subject to review at every time, even if it is passed into law, because every year the bill mandates the Secretary of State and the Department of State to furnish the Congress every year with the progress being made and additional names to be captured for sanction, under the Global Magnitsky Act. So I have my reservation about Konkoso, because I don't think he falls under what he's been accused, because even about Sharia, he wasn't the governor who first introduced Sharia in Nigeria, and he was quite reluctant to introduce Sharia. There were quite a number of names we gave them, and I think during the public hearing, we're going to send these names and then make those adjustments by God's grace. So first of all, this bill has been referred to the Committee on Foreign Affairs and the Committee on Appropriation, led by my own House of Reps member Tom Cole from Oklahoma here, and the Committee on Judiciary. So after this, they will set it up for public hearing where some of these amendments will be, and then they'll mark the bill before it goes to the House. And then we're also working on senators. And incidentally, rather gladly, my own senator from Oklahoma, James Lanford, is one of the co-signatories of the same bill in the Senate alongside Ted Cruz. You know, so we're working on these senators. We're meeting with them from time to time, you know, to make sure that this bill get passed at the end of the day. And by God's grace, it will, because the bill is completely sincere. We want a solution to our country. And besides that, besides mentioning names and groups, the bill also seeks to assist Nigeria on humanitarian grounds, security cooperation, and technical support. You know, so it's not just punitive; it's also somehow a charity bill.
So, before this bill even came to be, a lot of work has been put into it. One assumes that they would have done their homework, their research, and come up with these names. When you say you're not quite convinced about the former Governor Kwankwaso, so how easy or difficult is it for people to wriggle out of this if your name has gone in to the spotlight on this bill?
Okay, so it's quite easy. There's public hearing coming up. So groups make presentation. I think personally I'll make that presentation too, because the aim of justice is to punish people who are really offenders and not to punish the innocent. We know many of these offenders. We know the enablers of this terrorism in Nigeria, of the genocide in Nigeria. We know them. Many of them have come out clearly to show that they are the sponsors. We know some of the governors who were involved in this, past and present. Like I told you, I work with Truth Nigeria. We have intel. We have terror tracks. We have so much intel. We know the clerics who are involved, the sheikhs who are involved in this. We know the traditional rulers who are involved in this. And let me tell you, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of Nigerians talk about the sanctions that, the sanctions are basically visa ban and account freezes in the US. No. When they activate the Global Magnitsky Act, like the name global, it applies in most of these other countries, in the UK, in Canada, in the European Union, and some of America's allies in the Middle East and Asia, who are party to the Global Magnitsky Act. And so when America designates you as a person of concern under the Global Magnitsky Act, this visa freezes applies not just in the US, but to all these other countries too. And then freezing of your assets, of your account. And then very importantly, you know, most financial transactions are carried out through the American banking system. You know, and so it stops you too. It stops you, either you or your company or anything associated with you, from doing such a transaction anywhere in the world. You know, so, and then every year they'll be updating the list, like I mentioned earlier, with names. So we'll be seeing names so that we'll begin to know who are the sponsors of this. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, I had my reservation on the mention of Kwankwaso. I'm a victim, so I know what I'm saying. I have my reservation because I know how even reluctant he was to.
All right. So, speaking about those financial dealings, you know, there are those who are at the moment say, look, already, as much as we're trying to correct an ill, but there's already some challenges that other people are facing, some unintended consequences, collateral damage, if you will, already being felt by certain persons who were supposed to have had business dealings, perhaps with their counterparts in the States, and that is under intense scrutiny. In fact, some of them have been aborted, some have missed their timelines or deadlines, and so it's already causing this financial strain for those who have dealings with their counterparts in the States, even though they say Europe has, removed Nigeria from that FATF list. But when it has to do with the States, it's already having its consequences as a result of all of this going back and forth concerning Nigeria, terrorism financing, and all of that?
Look, Chamberlain, if we want to solve this matter this week, this month, we can do it. All we need is the government to be honest with us about the challenges we face. In the US, I don't like the stigma, sorry to say, stigma or the kind of saying that has been applied to Nigerians. We know the kind of difficulties we're facing because of the United States action on Nigeria. But we caused it to ourselves. Why should Nigeria at all points be placed alongside countries like Yemen, like Afghanistan, like Somalia, like Iraq? Every list that is negative, that is released by the United States, even if it is just 10 countries, you must see Nigeria there, placed alongside Yemen, Afghanistan. So we cause this to ourselves. If we want to solve this problem, I assure you we can solve it within this month. We can solve this every time. For me, there's nothing that is too big to be applied for the sake of security. No human life is deserved to be snuffed out just like that. Just like that. Within the last 1 week, over 300 Nigerians were killed. Majority of those in Kwara, Benue, look at in Benue, in Kwara local government. Look at the key people that were killed in Chechanji local government, in Chechanji ward of Taku in Taraba State. About up to 15 churches were burnt in that place. And you said there's no genocide. So the world is watching and applying the sanction. So we caused all those things. But if, just like this bill has stated, they will always review it according to what the government have been doing. If the government has shown concern and genuine interest and honesty in solving this problem, the State Department will review it. And many of these things will be lifted. So it is as simple as that. Let's act so that we will remove these punitive measures imposed upon us.
That, you're a Nigerian, you are not totally happy with the stigma that this is bringing on Nigeria. But then there is also the concern, both politically and diplomatically, including security as well, that the oversimplification, as Chamberlain mentioned earlier, of the complex economic, political, structural, all shades and forms in which our security challenges come, to oversimplify it all as a religion or as something of just religious coloration kind of makes it difficult to really deal with the issues, don't you think?
No, it's not difficult, my brother. Ayo. I'm a lawyer. There are a lot of violent crimes. We have a lot of violent crimes, categorized differently. We have a violent crime called rape. We have a violent crime called assault and battery. We have another violent crime called kidnapping. Then another violent crime called armed robbery. There's another violent crime called terrorism. And then there's another violent crime called genocide. So what is happening to us in my community is genocide. What is happening in other communities, maybe in the northwest, maybe terrorism. What is happening in southeast of Nigeria by IPOP, by ESN, is terrorism. What is happening on?
I think this is where you were talking about.
Exactly.
You see these people. It's so disappointing. But there is nothing bad. The only thing we have to say, people need to wake up. Just like as he was saying that they are going to have hearing on this very bill that was passed. We need somebody to be there to represent and speak the voice of the Biafran people, to let them know what is going on in the southeast. For this guy to come here and begin to equate whatever he has done, the terrorism that is happening in the southeast is carried out by Nigerian governments themselves.
Exactly.
And it's not deniable. You saw them when they were celebrating Asylum.
Okay.
In Asarok. He was holding, and they gave him the assignment to take life, and he came and he was proud of it.
Masters, you know, can I say something?
Go ahead.
You know, the disappointment that I feel is the fact that some of our people who are in a position, whom
they
for
are
some,
not doing what they're supposed to do.
listen, Brachus. For some of our people who has, for some reason, either providence, whatever, God has placed them in a position, and some of them have big microphone.
There are a lot of them in the US.
Listen, Brachus, wait. Let me make this important point. You know, I don't live in the United States. God knows if I live there, I will be pushing as little as I will be countering this narrative. These are dangerous narrative with sometimes unintended consequences. I'm telling you, guys, but now it's discovered that we have guys like there's this brother they call Okechukwu, just say whatever.
Exactly.
I was told that he lives in the United States, but these guys they have this. That is what sometimes is very hard to comprehend. You know, like it's like one leg in, one leg out. Yeah, they come out, they look for, you know, like typical stuff to lash onto, pure deception, because they are not really into it. But this is a guy, this Okechukwu guy, was blessed with that avenue to be in a position where he can make huge impact. You know why I said that? Yeah. During Trump's first term, Okechukwu was so crucial to the extent that members of the Trump campaign team, right? I don't know if you're hearing me. The members of Donald Trump campaign team, they had an interactive session with this Okechukwu guy during his first time, not this second, not this time around, the first term. So he was such an ardent supporter of Trump, and they knew him. They identified his campaign team identified with Okechukwu because they know Okechukwu is an ardent supporter of Trump who was urging Africans, trying to awaken them, to enlighten them that Trump means well. So because he was doing that online, so he was identified by the team, and they came on him so that in order was to make him do more, right? And Trump won and spent 4 years them, and we also felt the impact. So if this Okechukwu, but all this time too, that he had that interaction session with them, he never mentioned anything about Biafra, no. So, and when Trump left, when they rigged him out, and so what am I trying to say? I hope so the point is this: these guys never really show that propensity, they never really show that commitment. So you begin to wonder, and when you see them like this other group, and they are dancing online, and they are collecting money from people, where is it going to? God damn it, where is this effort going to? You want to continue to deceive people year in, year out. You are not. How long now have this guy, this Frank now, how long have they been on this, that they are making such shaking up everywhere, that the Congress, the US Congress, their write-ups, their suggestion, if you will, was sent to them for them to kind of approve of it, for them to like give it an endorsement, and they went through it. So you see what happened when people are committed, when people don't just play around, try to collect your money and call you Mbada. This is my point, and I will continue to say it. I don't care who you are. If you want to be a fool, go ahead and continue to be a fool, and let people continue to play you around. It's on you. So what had just happened, this word that he used, somebody need to, like I said, if I was there, I probably would be seeing him one-on-one, no matter the state he lives in.
Biafrans
to let him know, to let him know that the genocide that they are suffering today started with us, the Nigerian government, with the British active participation of the British government started with the Biafrans. And I will let him know what the role as Dokubo, who was hired by the Nigerian government to go about slaughtering Igbo Biafran people. I will let him know this. So where were you when all this was happening? Because now it's happening to your people. Because now it's happening to your people, and you are coming to paint a wrong narrative. I will shut him up completely, and I will let him know that if you are enemy, you are enemy. There's no two ways about it. But I guess what?
Genocide. His forefathers were part of the real genocide against Biafrans.
Exactly. But when you see, this is the thing, because I don't always come out like this. But when I see something like this, I come out very forcefully about it and against it. Because what you see is these guys, I just forgetting what I wanted to say, but it's just really sad that the people, I don't know, this is a sad place, sad situation. I mean it, because, I've said it severally that since this congressional hearing, and lots of it now, we've seen lots of congressional hearing, not one, apart from the one me and you saw from the guy from Avid and another woman, apart from that, none did we see. Maybe member of either CRC or USB who goes to the Congress, who make a move and at least give, because there's two sides to every story, okay? Nobody speaks on our behalf. Absolutely nobody. Everything you see is stay online, tell people stories and lies and tell them how somebody, Australia has approved Biafra. Lies. Just because somebody used ID card to seek asylum, which again I said is legal, is right. Because it's
happening not today. Now a lot of people got asylum with the IPOB.
Even in Switzerland.
Tomorrow.
UK
announced it openly. Open up and said that people is coming.
So why is the big deal that Kai and the rest of them? That's what they've been trending. That Australia has done it. See, this is the ego mohasi. It's like a child's play, big children business. What the heck? Serious people are doing serious things. Look at this Frank guy. Is he the most eloquent? Does he speak better than? I mean, come on now. Why is it that we don't have people? Is it so? It's either that they are not genuine, either they are just,
This Frank is just a student in USO.
Oh, exactly. Okay.
I'm not sure he even is a citizen. He's not even a US citizen yet.
How can he be a citizen? He's just a student. He probably came on student. He probably came on student visa. People
who are citizens who are even in the house.
He probably came on student visa. But look, some of our people who are there, even in that USB, there are people who not just that they are citizens, they are probably natural born citizens in that organization. I'm telling you, more eloquent, more affluent. But no, it's a game. It's a game they are playing, and people are falling for it. Well, it's on you. If you continue to fall for lies and stupidity, it's on you. And let me tell you this, I've said severally, I don't know if she's genuine or not genuine. I can't make that categorically. But what I do know, because she's the one that declared it, and she did well. We give her kudos for that. And she has done a few other things, but it's nowhere near enough. Not even a stretch. Let me tell you that I also understand the difficulties, because if it was under a properly democratic setting, it will be ushered out. Because if I have to score her so far, score her, I don't even think that I will score her 5 out of 10. Probably 3. Probably 2 or 3. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Now, that does not indicate in any way, shape, or form that she's a saboteur or that she's... No, that's not what I'm saying. So it's important people hear me out. Okay, Mazi? You can hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying categorically that he's a saboteur or that he's working for Fulani or whatever, as these other people say. That is not what I'm saying. I don't know that. So I'm not saying it categorically. But I'm just saying that so far, if I have to score her as the DPM who is in charge, I score her so low that someone else needs to take over. And if someone else who is efficient is in charge, we will see that efficiency, and that will bring many of us in. We will bring everything into it. But they are doing the humanitarian. I don't know where they are spending the money on humanitarian. That's one thing I don't figure out. First of all, none of the place in the entire Biafra land that is under our control. Therefore, your humanitarian whatever doesn't even work. So what is? So I'm just a little bit. I kind of pivot a little bit because I'm so pissed now. I'm really pissed. That is the problem. So, but it's important that, and I just mentioned this Okechukwu guy, because in recent time, I've seen how he has come out to say this or that, one or two things here occasionally, and he runs in, and, he was, I don't know if he has prediction, whatever, that Ndibo shouldn't do that, there's something America go. He's just speaking out of point, because what is America? They will not do anything except you show them cause to do something. You have to be able to, you can't just sit there. We cannot just sit there and say, expect that because Trump understand the problem, therefore he will. No, you have to be the one who will press the button. Nobody is doing that. And to confirm what I'm just saying now, a few months ago, it was last year, somebody came to give us a hint. He gave us a hint that there's no impact in the corridor of power in the United States, that nothing is felt. So if you are somewhere sitting down, believing the hype, believing the lies, you are being mbarakable. Simple as that. How do you go, my brother?
It's so sad. This very comment that this guy may need to be confronted. People living in the United States, this one is not a question of or going to his platform to attack him or going to, no. People are supposed to meet him face to face. If he doesn't have the knowledge, educate him. And again, in this hearing that is coming, a Biafran is supposed to be there to make a case for the Biafran people, because Nigeria will pay. This is part of the assignment they gave the lobbyists.
Exactly.
This is part of the assignment of the lobbyists of Nigeria to make sure they push IPOB into this problem.
And
this is one of the assignments they are giving them. They have tried everything. Their prescription did not work. They have tried to make sure that other countries join them to prescribe IPOB. There is no country in the world that prescribes IPOB.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Not even one. And yesterday, there's this guy, a Fulani guy, all these people from Futajelon who has taken Nigeria as their own, saying that the first lady, Remi Tinubu, was... I saw that video. What idiot like that? I saw that video. Yes, go ahead. Okay, so Remi Tinubu is not an Igbo woman. But she is saying that you should tell them to come and bomb. So this is the narrative. This is a serious thing.
They begin to drag IPOB into why didn't Tinubu tell them to come and bomb ESN?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, bro, if again, because of the way I think, that is why I don't go along with some people when they do what they do, because I say when that very guy, his name I've forgotten, it's not Saul Juice, someone else who is also one of the activists, advocating, creating awareness about Christian genocide in Nigeria.
It is more now the guy that the run on mockery went and brought that time. He's one.
Oh, good. Yeah. His name is more, not Rally More. His name is something what?
Is it not Mike somebody?
Mike Arnold. Mike Arnold. Yes. Mike Arnold said, Mike Arnold seems to understand. He seems to understand the...
Yeah, I cannot make that comment, and some people got angry and they say, why would he say so and all that?
Well, but you see, those people who are angry are some of this is also the problem. People who don't believe in truth. When they hear truth, they call it hatred. They attack you. A sentiment, they attack you. So they want everybody to just follow sheepishly. Why they fuck around your brain? This is what it's all about. That Mike Arnold spoke fat, undiluted fat. He said there's nothing going on. Nothing, absolutely not. Just like he came and rebuked Rain or Mockery, he put Rain or Mockery to shame. He exposed him by our turn now. But today, Rain or Mockery, because again, zoo people with their zoo brain, Rain or Mockery is talking and people are listening to a guy like that.
Made him an ambassador with all
so I don't know why on earth, how on earth would anybody sit down and listen to Rain or Mockery, having been shamed and proving
imagine what how that Mike Arnold you will see the Nigerian, a typical one Nigerian is. You imagine how he will see him.
Unbelievable. The Rain or Mockery, who has been proven to be a perpetual liar, okay? Everything word that comes out of his mouth is mischief, and people are listening to him. So there's something wrong. There's something fundamentally wrong. But I have my take. I always will, and I will continue to have my way, because in this COG, there's something fundamentally wrong. They are incapable of doing anything right. Is there any wonder why slavery took place in the first place? No. You are seeing the signs all over the place. Because one of these Yoruba guy, the Ayo in Channels TV, was saying, if you play along, you will hear when he was telling this Frank that why America. Huh?
We will play more. Just finish up, then we'll go on with it.
Yeah, you will hear when he said, he was telling him that why do you people go to America? Why not UK, Britain? That is, you know why? You know why? Because you see, this is the black man. This is the way of the black man. They would have preferred that the Benue, these Middle Beltans come to complain, lay all this stuff to Britain, so that Britain can sweep it under the carpet as usual. Then they can march on with their Islamization and Flanization and the genocide, and they will continue to play window dressing. We saw what happened during NSAS. Hundreds of people were massacred before the entire world, and they brought it to Britain, and years down the line, nothing come out of it. Absolutely nothing. Rather, Buhari, who was in charge, came to the country, and he was welcomed with an open arm. With red carpet. So, what do you do, my brother?
The highways in some places, guys snatching phones is armed robbery. So let's categorize this appropriately. Look, let me tell you something. My mom is a Muslim. It's not an issue between Muslim and Christian. My biological mom is a Muslim.
Just one moment. You did a good thing there, saying that these things happen all over the place. And I mean, you're absolutely right. Now, perhaps...
You see how they paint their narrative. You see how that this thing happened all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you should allow you to continue. Always try. Oh God have mercy. God have mercy.
In recognition of that, the president and, of course, by extension, all of the security apparatus of the country have come out to declare and label every such violent crime, as you call it, a terrorist act. That's the federal government. That's the president making that declaration. The idea, one would expect, is put an end to all forms of criminal activity. With that labeling, all security agencies, all of our security apparatus, all of our security strategizing, focuses on dealing with whatever the crime is, so long as it is violent, as a terrorist act. Don't you think that is also something considerable?
Yes, so you say like the president of America, Donald Trump, he categorized that as genocide, right? Like many of us said, because he is banking on our own submissions to him and to the Congress. That's basically, we're talking about the killing of Christians. But like I mentioned, Nigeria is suffering with general insecurity. That is the truth. We're suffering from general insecurity. We know that a lot of Muslims are killed, but like I mentioned, I just want you to understand, I said that is actually terrorism. And let me tell you another, there's a lot of genocide going on in Nigeria for so long. The Hausa communities of the Northwest have suffered ethnic genocide. It meets the criteria of anything you want to say about genocide. The Hausa communities in Katsina, in Kebbi, in Sokoto have suffered genocide. The House of Fulani militia, ethnic genocide. Also, let's not run away from this fact. Let's create a solution to it. For me, if you want, continue to argue from tomorrow, from today till thy kingdom come. What we face in my own part of the world is outright genocide. Look, Ayo, a lot of people, when they see me talk from America, they think that I'm far away and I may be disconnected with what has been happening. I've been the face of this thing for so long in my place. In 2016, we took this matter to the ECOWAS court. In 2017, we led a protest in Abuja under the auspices of Vanguard Against Thief Massacre, VATI, to the National Assembly. I was a pivotal head of that protest. I was in the government in Benue between 2020 and 2023. I was in the government for 3 years, the government of Otum, and I was a principal special assistant, and I'm from Yerota. So we'll be facing this every time. I've met some of these jihadists. Because on some occasions, we do arrest them. The police do arrest them. Some occasions, there's an exchange of gunfire and some who have gunshot wound. And they'll make I know one or two who have made died declaration, who confessed to what they are doing before they died. They want to take over the land. They want to clear away our people. What does that mean? That is genocide. You are killing people for who they are and to take their land.
So then you said something
so
important.
Let's tell ourselves the truth.
Yeah, you said something important, and that is the fact that you said, and I quote, "We know them." So if we know them, how come we've not been able to? I always tell Chamberlain, every time I have the opportunity to speak on this program about anything insecurity, I don't think that our security agencies cannot handle this matter. There must be something else. So if we know the people behind it, Mr. Uto, and I think even the former President Jonathan said the same thing, some former governors have said the same thing. In your opinion, what is giving them covering from being arrested, being dealt with decisively? So all of this hogwash is over.
All right. Thank you very much. Very important question. We know these people. Look, before the Yerwata attack, the attack in my village that claimed the lives of 34 members of my immediate family, that claims the lives of over 278 of my kinsmen, we alerted the security agents. We know them. We passed this information across. Even when they were coming and they stopped over in Giza to carry out their prayers before they proceeded to Yerwata. Giza is a town in Kiana local government, just about 10 kilometers away from Yerwata. They stopped there to pray. We know them. We know the Ardo of Fulani in Kadorko who was involved in this killing. We know Manu, a guy called Manu, one of the Fulani guys. We know Sarkin Semari, the Fulani between Kadorko and Kwara axis in Omale community, a chief community that's in Kwara district of Kiana local government. And even recently, they went to that community and killed about 60 people, just about last week. I think last week. We know these people will be alerted. Look, when they were recruiting people in Giza, in Ajaragu, we alerted the security agents. They were recruiting and giving 50,000 for these guys they were recruiting. We know, see, this is not spirit. It's not spirit. We know what's been happening, and like I told you, we passed this intelligence across. When I was in Benue State between 2020 and 2023, I know how many times the security agents in Yerwata, in collaboration with our youth, arrested many of these outillers. And by the time they took them to Makodi, what happened? The next day, they were set free. People who have come, who have been arrested, who have to come to kill, who have killed, and they were arrested just because of some powerful figures from their ethnic group at the federal level, and some were state governors at that point. So this, it filters down from the top. It's an agenda.
Okay.
It's an agenda to capture our people, to dominate our land, and that is why these people have cover. Look, ask yourself, Ayo, that Almajiri guy who has come to Yerwata wielding AK-47, that's the same Almajiri guy that you see on the road with a plastic bowl, asking you for just 100 naira, 200 naira, begging, bara, bet. You come to Yerwata, you come to communities in Southern Kaduna, in Plateau, in Taraba, in southern part of Nasra, wielding brand new AK-47 that is worth 3.5 million naira. So they enable us, and that is why we want this law. This law by the U.S. Congress, because it targets the enablers, the financiers, the perpetrators.
Yeah,
so the Nigerian government also know these people.
Yes,
many of them are involved in the federal government. Many of them,
I'm glad you also mentioned, because that's the next question that I was going to ask you. We know, and I'm probably aware as well, that the U.S. and Nigeria are already working together strategically in the area of security, but there are those who would also ask you, why the U.S.? You are a British-trained lawyer. Why not Britain? Why not the United Kingdom? Why the U.S.? There are those who would also point to you that, look, the insecurity challenges that are not as prominent or as announced or pronounced, to the world as that of Nigeria, happen a lot in the U.S. as well. So why go to the U.S. of all nations to ask for help? Why not Britain? Why not any other country?
You see, one of those, they are stupid question. Asking you, why would you go to the strongest nation in the world that you should go to the lower one? Who does that?
No.
On this planet Earth, we see something that is excellent for a lower thing.
That is asking asking you, why go to a place where you will have solution, lasting solution? You would have just gone to a place where they know, by the way, they know that their solution is not going to come because we've been there before. We've been there before, okay? So you see how...
useless questions. That is question where you say when I hear them, let's say I can draw the person out, give them heavy slap, make it eye clear.
That is how complicit they are. These are bought and sold individuals. Everything they care about is to continue to keep Nigeria, regardless of the genocidal nature of Nigeria, including all these middle Beltans. Some of them, of course, the thing is, they're still battling with the conception of
one Nigerian. They think they can hold us down. With us, they can be able to survive.
That is pure and simple. Well, that we must continue to stay with them. That is the thing. But and there's no headway, absolutely no headway, no progression, absolutely none. But let us all continue to suffer it forever and ever. And it's only sad that we don't have people who are in the position now, like we have these two guys. They make it clear that we cannot continue because we never won, never. So that's the thing, my brother.
It is because of this their stupid mentality that Mazen Nandekan, the Mazen Nandekan message that I played before I started this program, where Mazen Nandekan confronted Bishop Koka, and told him that he knows his fear. You want to use Biafra as assurance. And Mazen Nandekan, in that program that I played before I started, he took an oath that we will give them asylum, they will come on our own side, aspire for anything they want to aspire, grow, give them their own space to aspire, be there. And it's not the first time it's been done. The United Kingdom did it to Protestants in England, in France. The UK did it to Protestants in France and brought them to UK. And many of them are still living in the UK up to today. So why are these people just using us as a backup? They want us, every one of us, to stay inside Nigeria and die. They are using us as a backup, as an assurance, as something they can hold on to. Is that no wickedness?
They know. They know that we want out, totally out. We want to be whom we are and develop and stop holding us down perpetually. Why our youth to die in the Mediterranean Sea, in the quest for greener pasture? We want to move ahead and grow like other nations, but they want to continue to hold us down. So all of us will continue to suffer what we don't know about.
This is the same idiot that came here and said that he never knew that one day he will ask for a separate state. He came out from his mouth. These people are evil. Evil. This is why Mazen Nandekan sometimes he will preach and he will shout and curse. Because of the attitude of this people. Look at this idiot that is asking him question. It's just like saying that your child scored 100%, scored an A in exam. You ask him, why didn't you get an ordinary pass? Since with pass, you can equally be able to get admission. This is just what this idiot is doing. That your own child scored an A in an exam. Instead of you to congratulate him for scoring an A, you tell him you would have just gotten a pass. Ordinary pass is okay for you. Just imagine. How can you ever compare United Kingdom and United States when in terms of defense, in terms of solution?
You know why this Yoruba guy was making mention of United Kingdom? Because they know what they will get if it was United Kingdom. They know what they will get. And when it's United States, they also know what they will get. And that is what they are getting now. That is United States pushing to solve the problem from the root cause, from the root bottom. But they don't want that. All they care is to continue to keep that business center going for the British. And that is why when you watch the pattern of these Yorubas from Obasanjo to Tinubu, and even the ones who had interim leadership, like this, so you can clearly see that they are holding, they're always holding water for the colonialists, which the United States doesn't believe in. For them, it's all about going to the root of it and try to tackle it. It doesn't always work. They don't always get it 100%, but at least they go for it. And that is what is happening now. And the British doesn't like that. And their co-conspirators, they don't like that. They don't like that. They will turn around and tell you, you know what you have with Igbo? Absolutely nothing. You are filled with hatred. You feel with hatred. Leave them, you won't let them go. No, 5 states. One was saying the other day, they should go with 5 states. Really? Are you the one to say that? Tell them? No. How about there are people that you people carved out of this thing. So you see the whole thing, the whole game, they are being played. It's just again, like I always say that we must keep talking, because so that's all for some of us who can do. At least we keep, pointing out the facts. But I believe that something definitely is going to happen, because this demonic entity.
But we must not keep silent. Like this man now, this guy with this statement he made, Biafrans are supposed to confront him face to face.
100%.
United States. They 100%. Are supposed to confront him one-on-one. For this comment he made. How dare you mention IPOB, ESN into terrorism? What proof do you evidence you have? You are still working on the information given to you by the same people that are committing genocide against you.
Exactly. You see? Genocide. Okay.
The same people that are committing that genocide, he's working with their own information. Now, when they come to your own village, you don't work with their information. But when it comes to Igbo people, you work with their information.
Exactly. You see my point? So that just means also that if IPOB or ESN is a terrorist organization for defending themselves from being slaughtered, that means you people too, because he thought about how they form a union too in their place to protect themselves. So means you people are also terrorists for trying to defend yourself.
You see the wickedness when he was pointing out places where Fulanis attacked. He pointed places in north, but these idiots forgetting they attacked Enugu State. And people were massacred in Enugu State several times.
Yeah.
Those people are Igbos. Is that not genocide?
Yeah.
That Enugu massacre, is that not genocide?
Yeah.
But look at how he has selected it. When he was mentioning places that was attacked, Yelowata, he was mentioning Boronu, he was mentioning places in the north.
Yeah.
Mentioned Kaduna, but he refused to mention Enugu State and the Ebonyi State that have been under attack constantly by the Fulanis. Genocide have been, even up to today, genocide is still going on in that area.
And this is a guy, they said that he worked, I don't know if it was Otom that he worked with, right?
He worked under Otom.
Well, where was he, or where was he? So where was he when Otom was openly telling the Nigerian government that why are they holding Nnamdi Kanu? That Nnamdi Kanu is simply doing the right thing, trying to protect his people. That they should go after these people. Where was he?
They're protecting their people. He established to protect the people.
Okay, but he came now to parade a different narrative, So you see the danger when in dealing with these people that I don't know, bro. Sometimes
that is why we need to be there to speak ourselves, because nobody will speak your voice for you.
Yeah.
Nobody will help you to defend. You will have to defend yourself by yourself. And we have enough people in the United States in important positions to do this. I don't know what they are doing. Like hearing he said is coming up. A hearing is coming up. And they are watching us. They should go and participate in that hearing.
Their priority is not straight. This is what I think.
A hearing is coming up. He just said it that the hearing is coming up. If
those
they are going to have another hearing. He already said that he's going to be there.
Those are people you are talking about.
How much does he have to work his way there?
Okay.
How much?
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody who's not even a citizen of the United States.
Yeah. You remember one time we said it, somebody said, you know how difficult it is. Somebody said that when we were discussing it one time, some guy came in to say, he thinks, it's so easy to go talk to Congress. At least try. If you keep trying, you will find.
Just like this Okechukwu we are talking about now. He is supposed to pick this issue up. His platform, many people are listening to it. They are paying attention to him. This very issue is supposed to pay attention to it. But just like you said, they will just look for a trending topic. He will just land on it, speak, and then he goes.
One leg in, one leg out.
He will not even talk about the issue of Biafra.
One leg in, one leg out. This is it. Yeah. is a guy that ordinarily should have more leverage, way more leverage than this Frank guy, given the fact that I told you, I see, he already had a breakthrough with the campaign management of Donald Trump in the before the first election he won. He already had contact with them, but he did not leverage on it. Only if he come out, he can't tell you, say, this and this and that. Just some kind of... Yeah, so my brother, but we have to be doing what we're doing. Like I saw it, I was so vexed when I saw this interview yesterday, and that is why purposely I came.
I didn't really, because of some of the other things I have on my phone, I didn't even remember it. Because when you mentioned it, now I had to go back and see it. That is the message the person sent to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, it's because the US has shown more concern to us in these regards than Britain. And then the US is in the forefront of fighting global terrorism than any other country. And then the US has a concentrated department against this in the Department of State that's called Office of the International Religious Freedom, headed by my friend Isaac Six, in the Department of State. So the US has fit every angle for us to report this to. And then when you say, yes, there is insecurity in the US, look, there's insecurity all over the world, generally. But you know what? Insecurities in the US, like, let's say, school shooting, somebody just come out because, of course, the Second Amendment permits you to own gun, the right to own gun. So you come out, you see somebody on the street and shoot him, or go to school and shoot him. But look, do you know what? In the next 24 hours, that person will be arrested. So the justice system works perfectly well. Perfectly well. You'll be arrested. But what we're saying that in Nigeria, if Nigeria operates that way, we could have reached this level.
Okay. Just one quick one from me.
And carry out
my sincere apologies, Mr. Otto, because we're already at a...
You see, another thing. The UK, this idiot is asking this guy why not go. Do you know that UAE has stopped sending their student? Stop sending their student to these useless people, to UK. Because they say that when their students go to UK, they are being radicalized. An Arab nation, they have stopped sending their students. They stopped sending their student to UK. Now you are asking this guy, why not UK? Why not UK? When even Arab countries have stopped sending their students to United Kingdom, because when they get there, they radicalize them. Oh, God have mercy. God have mercy. We really need to work more. We really need to do more. Every Biafran, we need to speak more, do more. Those in the United States, they need to move. Move. If they reject you, go again. If they reject you, go again. Continue to speak, shout. Continue to talk over and over again. Continue to do it.
Time we have another conversation to hold, but just this one question. It's a draft bill. It's not yet a law, and as you have highlighted, and as is normal legislative practice, still going to go through a lot of processing. Now, what are your concerns about the diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and the US? Because if this law goes through as is, there are those who are concerned about the foreign relationship, the partnership, the relationship between Nigeria and the US. You don't think that could be hampered, the diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and the US could be hampered by this law, whichever way it comes out?
No, I don't think there'll be an obstacle to that, because the diplomatic relationship between my dearly beloved country, Nigeria, and my host country, the US, have been consolidated even recently. And, recently I was in Washington. I saw the wife of the president. She came around to I attended the International Religious Freedom Summit and the National Prayer Breakfast. And she was around there, and you saw the accolades the president of Nigeria, of America, the kind of accolade he used introducing her. So the diplomatic relationship has strengthened these days. But of course, like we call it diplomatic, it's a bilateral relationship that we need each other to fight the menace of terrorism. I think that is what's happening. And so this is not against Nigeria, it is against a certain kind of menace, the genocide happening in Nigeria. And so it is the US rather helping Nigeria. And so it will strengthen our relationship only if the Nigerian government is sincere and honest in tackling these challenges.
If the bill passes, how does it protect the farmer in Benue tomorrow?
You're good, but like I said, the U.S. Secretary of State is mandated by this bill to always review what has been happening in Nigeria. Always, and make a submission to the Congress every year about the progress we're making in Nigeria, about the farmers, our people in the IDP camp. If you go through the bill, it says our people have to go back to their ancestral home. They have no business being in the IDP camp. So the bill, if it passes, it will rather push the Nigerian government to stand up to its responsibility to protect the farmers. And that is an answer to your question. How will it be protected? It will mandate, because the government know what to do. But they are not doing it. That is what we're saying. They know exactly what to do.
So about
they are not doing it.
The individuals mentioned are not government officials, are they?
Of course. We keep saying this. Some of the enablers of this are in government, some are out of government, some at some time were in government. So the individuals have their own personal individual punishment, which is different.
Okay, so as we wind down, I mean, when you say target the enablers, but there are certain twists which I'm sure perhaps you're also aware of, where these chaps, they kidnap people and then lots of money is made via ransom payments. They say that, I mean, we also understand that in some locality, there's a certain taxation that they require from those persons, so they make money in that regard as well. And then, with some folks in mining, they also pay some of these people. So these guys get funds across different platforms. So targeting the enablers, and then how is it going to stop them from getting funds from these other means, which we also see time and again that they get funds from?
So the enablers are the same persons who design all these crimes. Like I said, if you are talking to you just mentioned something about kidnapping and the raising of money through ransom. Mm-hmm. It's quite unfortunate. I read a statistics from the NBS, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, that stated that between 2023 and 2024, about 3.3 trillion naira was raised in ransom. You could see that's even bigger, 3 times bigger than the budget of Benue State, or 4 times bigger than the budget of Benue State. There's a case right now in Nigerian court.
Huh? I say in 1 year alone, a trillion, more than 3 trillion was raised from kidnapping in 1 year, 23 to 24.
Imagine.
So obviously, but even the question is also deficient because you have to start from somewhere, you know. But my effort, my attention is focused more today on this abnormally from Frank. This Frank will know or whatever. So so that is what really got me today. And every other thing, there are so many other things that we could talk on, you know, about this interview, both from Ayo, the Yoruba guy, and Chamberlain, you know. But I think it's from South or whatever. But because my emphasis is more on this madness that this guy came up with. And again, that also shows that, quite frankly, there's difference between what you wish for and what is happening on the ground. Most of these guys, their intention, they would have liked, will be that all this effort coming from the United States should be against the IPOB, the Biafrans. Yes. I'm telling you, then they will be jubilating, all of them, including the Fulani. Because again, you saw that interview from that one who was saying that Remi Trubu should tell them to go and bomb Southeast. So basically, why do you go and bomb people who are not terrorists? Heaven's sake, Biafrans are not terrorists. You can lie to yourself all you want. We don't have it, and you don't give what you don't have. Okay, if we have it, if it were what we are, by now, everybody will hear it. And all these evil people, including this Frank, who made that statement, can he point to me at any point in history where neither ESN or IPOB has gone to, not even just go to maybe South or Southwest or North or wherever, to arrest students, kidnap 100 of them, and be demanding for ransom? Can he point at any point one, just one at least? Or where they've gone to Lagos and just kidnap people and massacre them? None. It doesn't exist. Or wear bomb to go and blow up anywhere in the market. We saw them do it in the north. So why do you want America to go and bomb people who are innocent people who just, what they just asked for is to be free, because they were forced into the union. Is capture, is captivity, you know? If that is the pure definition of the word captivity. We never asked for it. Now, our parents never asked for it. We are forced into it. Until this day, after a century, you say we must remain in it. We have to die, wherever. But the sad part, again, what makes it all the more worse is that our people, you know, they don't see the way we see it. So that is really the sad part. And but we won't give up nonetheless. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, my brother. It is so disturbing. It is so sad, and our people need to wake up and do more. Today is Valentine. I'm going to round up the program. I'm not going to spend much time because I have so many other things to do. Hopefully, if I can be able to make it in the evening, I will come back again. More especially on this very issue, we need to keep talking about it so that people will pay attention on it. I'm going to come back with it again in this evening.
Yes.
We need to continue to hammer on that.
Raju, yeah, like you said, even after, because tomorrow is Sunday, maybe even Monday, whatever, we really have to emphasize this fact, because this is not what we expect from a guy like this. We don't expect it. And it's an indication of the fact that, one, we don't have people in the corridors of power doing anything. That you can be rest assured. And another is that for somebody like this who is going through what we've been going through for ages, and we are still for him to be making such insinuation, it's really like a stab in the back. So, my brother, thank you so much. Like you said, I will be going out too now because I have a lot, but I was just so completely struck by it. I suspended the things I had to do. But thank you so much. We'll see you again. God bless.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. We'll keep talking about it tomorrow, even on Monday. We'll keep on talking about this issue. It's very important. We can't allow it to just lie like that. My brother Coach, take the mic and give us a submission before we round up. Coach, are you there? Unmute yourself, Coach. If you are free, I guess you are busy. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, on this very day being a Valentine Day, sharing love, we must have to share commitments, share unity of purpose, and continue to share our effort and put every strength we have in the course of this journey. Never give up. We need to do more. Each time we speak here, every single thing we say here is not meant as an attack to anybody. If you begin to make it as an attack, if you feel that any topic we discuss become an attack, all you need to do is to look at yourself and change from that attitude. Look inward. There must be something that we are seeing that made us to speak the way we speak. It is better for you to look inward. Likewise, myself, when some people come and say something about me, what I do is that I go back and watch my program and see if there is something I did wrong. And when I find I didn't do anything wrong, I will move ahead. I don't need to respond to you or even feel it. I don't feel anything. The following day, I come back and continue my program. When I see I made a mistake, I come back and I change the direction. So sometimes when we speak here, it's with facts. When we are crying and talking about not having proper representation, it is showing every day and again, every now and again, you see that we don't have proper representation in the sense that this guy today that you see, everybody know that Frank is in the front line of all this thing that is happening. You can't deny it. You can't take it away from him. So for him to come in their national TV and begin to call IPOB, ESN terrorists, begin to say that our terrorists in the southeast, terming us, the agitators in the southeast, are terrorists, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Even when it is very open, in the open, that the people perpetrating terrorism in Biafra land are the Nigerian government. And in this case, you will not see this woman that calls herself Lolo. This is where Lolo should go and confront him, write him privately, send message to him, if possible, go and meet him. Seek a private contact and give him that information that you say you have. But you wouldn't do that if it is to attack your own brother. If it's to attack him as a Simon Ekpa, you come as a Simon Ekpa name and call him different kinds of names. We need to do more especially people that are in the United States. On your own, go and confront this guy. It's not even about writing. Meet him face to face and educate him on things he didn't know. He has no right to begin to talk about IPOB as terrorist group. He has no right to do so. The people that carried out the first terrorism were his forefathers. His forefathers carried out terrorism against us, committed genocide against us. Today, I have not recognized genocide. So how dare you begin to belittle our problem because you feel that holding us into your one Nigeria will make you relevant? Because they feel that when they continue to distance themselves away and continue to hold on their one Nigeria, they will find a better place for them to do whatever they want to do. That will not stop us. It will not stop us, the Biafrans. We are done with Nigeria, we are done with it, and we are going out. And nothing will stop us from going out of this Republic called Nigeria. I appreciate everyone that have been with us on this program from beginning to end. I thank you all for joining, those who are in the comment section, commenting and contributing on one way or the other. If you have not like and share the program, and feel free to air your own opinion. While you are airing, try to be human. Try to be human. Apply your common sense. Apply your common sense so that you can be able to understand some of the things that we are saying here. If you continue to dwell on your emotion or sentiment, you will never understand anything. You will continue to argue with yourself, because not with me. When I end the program, I'm done with it. And I go out. I don't go and begin to discuss any other issue about this. You will continue to disturb yourself because of your sentiment, because of your own personal reason that I don't even know. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will give us that wisdom, understanding to listen with an open mind and do what we have to do. More especially our brothers and sisters in the United States. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect every one of us. Mainly people in Biafra land. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, and our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever they may be. We pray that Chukwu Okikabia will be their guide, protect them, secure them, and keep them alive for us. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper, and no weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. I wish you all a very wonderful Valentine Day. Go ahead and enjoy yourself with your family, and also remember to defend Biafra wherever you find your guys. Thank you so much. See you again in the evening. Stay blessed. Bye-bye, everyone.
Don't follow for God, them say Tinubu don't follow for God, Tinubu don't follow for God, he want to take it, that's the top of our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, country military fall and the terrorists, injustice, on Photoshop forget law for inside court, Changaro Republic at the government, Abuja Malami don't fall for God, him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God, because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists, as the government knows the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God, they make Nigerians see one die for suffer.
greatest language on the face of this very earth. Chiko dikabia mapuni nini chineke ngende sona efewe na isiala nina ina koza hanso ya mbuni onanye na jama we anyana ge farusi obonane ge dole kali nini kele kama mbona kaya obia mlendi nden so na kriya na isiala nini obadi ndona ko kole no totwa eyi aba no wanene Because you will make a Biafra with your source and no more and we're not going to do it. Then when I'm people to you wait no more. I can't join you
But you know what? They would like you to believe that someone Ekpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm going to do in 5 years to come. Thank you.